Good morning, good morning. Guten Morgen, guten Morgen, guten Morgen. Let's start. Wir stehen, standing, feet straight forward, Füße gerade nach vorne, lange Wirbelsäule, Becken fällt, Gewicht 50-50, vorne, hinten, rechts, links. Kann man so ein bisschen sich hin und her bewegen. Weight 50-50, forward, backward, left, right. Move a bit around to find the center. Wahrnehmung in den Füßen. Awareness in the feet. Knee rotations. Inside out, von innen nach außen. Change direction, Richtungswechsel. Ankle rotations. Fußgelenksrotation. Langsames, kontrolliertes Tempo. Richtungswechsel, change direction. Pelvis rotation, look, I choose a different stance than usual. Seite, Seite, hinten, Seite, vorne. Change direction, Richtungswechsel. Ihr könnt auch wechseln, welcher Fuß vorne ist. You can also change with foot, which foot is in front. Wrist rotations. Let's go down here and sit on the toes. Two flies with one hit. This is how we say it in German. Nice full rotations with the wrist change direction. Use the muscles to go to full range of motion. And we go into our plank. Yeah. Nicely pressing against the floor and then shortening the abs. Yeah, shortening the front. Boom. And if you want, you can bring the knees up. And from there we go into the squats. Up and down. As always, choose an option that works for you, that feels good for you. Position on all fours and rotating the knee through space, das Knie durch den Raum rotieren und dadurch die Hüften bewegen. Moving the hip, the knee through space, and through that moving the hips, moving in the hips. Change side. Our 10 spinal positions. Forward position. Backwards position. Yeah, this is, here I'm still restricted. As you know, if you follow me the last days, my back is a bit frozen, so going back is restricted now, but it's a bit better today. Side. Other side. Rotation. Other side rotation. Forward diagonal. Backwards diagonal. Forwards diagonal. The other side. And backwards diagonal. The other side. Split squats. Feet on one line. Yeah, you can just go down like this. And if you want, you can go further away with the foot and forward. Also wenn es für euch geht, könnt ihr mit dem Knie weit nach vorne, tief runter. Fußwechsel, aber ihr könnt auch geschlossener das machen und dann nicht so viel Bewegungsspielraum in den Knien. Und das ist auch erstmal okay. Push-ups. As always, do a version that works for you. You can put the knees on the ground or elevate the hands or just go down slowly. and stay at the top position. Push against the floor. Tension also in the legs. If you can, tension in the pelvis. Tense the glutes. Tense them up. Tension, 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 tension. Full body tension. Good. The seiza position. And from there, going down from one side to the other side. Kneeling from side to side. And rotating the arms. Today we do this variation. You try to keep the chest forward. Yeah, yesterday we rotated the chest. Today you try to keep it forward. Also heute versuchen die Brust vorne zu halten. Das heißt, ihr müsst alles aus den Schultern machen. Gestern haben wir die Brust sehr mitgedreht. Change direction, Richtungswechsel. And our rotations in the front, the cross swings, front cross swings. You can switch which arm is on top each time if you want. A bit more of a coordinated challenge. Change direction. And shake. And now we should shake. Apparently I forgot something. What did I forget? I'll shake a bit longer than usual, but yeah, I have no idea. One thing, maybe we missed one side, didn't change side or something. Who knows? The one that can tell me gets the special title Watcher, Observer of the Morning Routine. Good. Okay, nice. Thank you for... on all fours, we did only... I missed one change of direction in all fours. Okay, yeah, all right. Okay, we have at least 2 observers of the morning routine that can now have this official title. Maybe we make t-shirts also. Good, yeah, that was our morning routine. I will share a bit how it goes with my back. So if you're not interested in that, you can then I say goodbye and see you tomorrow. And if you're interested in hearing just 2 minutes, then you can stay. Good. Okay, so yeah, my back is better. Yesterday, I did 2 things that are very different in approach. So the first thing was that I had in the morning several meetings. With on Zoom, and I didn't want to sit, so I was lying down doing them, which looks a bit weird, but I always said, okay, yeah, sorry, I'm in this bit weird position here, lying on my back, but I don't want to sit today. So this was for a few hours until I felt like, okay, I feel like a like a person in the hospital that has to be turned at some point. So on the one hand, it felt good, and on the other hand, it felt like, yes, maybe also a bit too extreme. This approach of just lying on the back. But directly after, I went to standing, and then standing was not really possible. And then I started to get a bit sort of angry at this whole situation in a positive way. And in the afternoon, then I thought, okay, then now I will move. And then I moved for 3 hours, pretty much without stopping, but very light intensity, like just playing around, improvised, moving around, a bit like the style of the morning routine from the intensity, maybe I would say even less or a bit more stretchiness in there. And this felt actually quite good. So I will continue with that approach today, with this long duration light movement. I was also going a bit on the bike after to see how is it to bike, to have this motion of the legs, and I was adding in the biking tiny bit more rotation in the pelvis, like purposefully having a bit more movement in my system, and that felt also okay. So that's my approach so far, and it seems to be on a good path now. I think I found what works. I have the feeling. Let's see. Maybe tomorrow I tell you something different, but today I have this feeling. And I am thankful for everyone that has shared here some ideas, and it's nice if you share your thoughts on the matter, because I think for other people it's also interesting. So there was one person yesterday talking about Feldenkrais that was helpful for him or her. And what was something else, like a massage was mentioned. I wrote down the name somewhere. I don't have it anymore. Dawn, something like dawn massage. Then someone wrote for low back problems, which I'd, after almost every exercise session my whole life, I found for myself that I'm overworking it. According to some, the lumbar part should be more stable and less mobile. Flowability system deals with this, for example. This I have not heard before, flowability system. Okay, interesting. When I first encountered this, it felt like an epiphany. Lower ribs flaring out are an indicator of going way too deep into your lower back. I haven't had any stiffness or anything after that realization. For the first time ever, I understood what strong core meant. In this setting, it means stability that protects the spine and back. So I would say this is the Stuart McGill camp, and if you have problems with your back, that's definitely worth looking into. Stuart McGill is very, very known when it comes, when it's about the back. I'm personally not 100% sure if I would underline everything from what he says, but I definitely have a lot of respect for his work. I personally have quite a stiff back, naturally, let's say. And in a sense, for me, it was always very good to mobilize, to move around a lot. And the strength training I did always anyway. That's maybe why I didn't have to put extra emphasis on this, because the strength part was always clear for me. But in a sense, I hardly injure from mobilizing the back, and the triggers of my back were most likely, I mean, you never fully know, but most likely it was from lifting my kids in a bit weird positions out of the car and so on, and combined with too much sitting, because so much things shifted online, and I have spent more time on the computer and sitting this year than ever before in my life. Yeah. So I think about this, about should you look for stability in the back, or should you do mobilizing actions? It also depends a bit on what have you done before, what is your personal type, and what do you think the problems come from. And I think then often it's good to strengthen and do a lot of midsection strength work, isometric work like the planks that we did, but in all directions, but also moving work in all directions. And this we would do often with a band, with an elastic band. So we can have soon maybe also morning routine with the elastic band, but I will give you a bit of time, because then you would need to get a band if you don't have one. So I will say early enough before. And so strengthening it, this section, all directions, and at the same time also the moving approach with things like the spinal waves, for example. But yesterday I did several stretching things. I show you one thing that worked quite well for me yesterday, to see how well I can show it on this thing here, because it's probably a bit wobbly. So I go onto something like this. It's also, maybe some know this from various yoga. I saw it in a yoga workshop that I took also. They also did it there. And I cannot really go deep here now. It's because of, okay, this is round. It should not be round. It should be straight, because if it's round, you have lots of pressure on one point. So that's not a good setup. But here I'm going down with the pelvis. I work a lot with my breathing. Breathing in and out. And I just went very slowly into the extension, because that's the problem that I have at the moment. I cannot really extend. I cannot bring my my pelvis properly into anterior tilt. I cannot extend here. So I was spending a lot of time just in this position, maybe 5 minutes or something like this, and I did this a few times, and then moving up and down, obviously not overdoing it, but also going into it. And that felt actually for me very good. But as always, don't try this at home. Not try it at home, but it's always your responsibility. So I engage all these things with, like, let's say, full awareness of how I feel after. Yeah, I don't just do something, but I investigate there. Okay, so I read another comment. Okay, yeah, no, nothing important here. If you want, share also a story about your back, about something that helped you, especially in the comments, so it's something that stays. I think it's very helpful for other people also, because I have the things that I tried, that I do with people. We have obviously with the people that work with us also very regularly people that have back problems, just because so many people have back problems. And we use our approaches, but I'm always open to hear other approaches, because I'm not ideologically about what I do. I don't need to protect what I do. Yeah, I'm just interested in seeing what's there, what are the approaches. And one basic approach of mine is to discover and to see what works for me today, what doesn't work, and so on. All right, so that's from my side today. Yeah, see you tomorrow. Thank you for being here, and have a great day, a great Wednesday. All right.